All right, last week, guys, I fucked up. I'll admit that because I don't think I made good use of the opportunities the market presented to us last week. Last week was supposed to be an amazing week, as a matter of fact, but I was being too careful, mostly because I've not traded for some time, right? And I don't want to start off, I don't want to come back and then the first thing I take is a loss. So I was actually being extra careful. And let's just do a trade recap of how last week went, what made me not to take some trades, and what we are going to change differently for this new week, right? So if you guys notice, this is USD card. By the way, I think I posted USD card before. This is USD card when I posted it on the Telegram channel. As you can see, let's check the dates. Let's see, July 16th. Sorry, before July 15th. So let me check the dates just to be sure. July 14th, right? So I posted USD card once we were having that breakout. I told you guys these are the pairs I'll be interested in, right? By the way, FXALEXG actually took this trade. I'll put the screenshot of the trade on the screen right now so that you guys can see. So USD card is one of the pairs I was really interested in taking. From the last week setups, you can see that the direction I wanted to take this trade was sales. USD card is the next pair. If you look at this market right now, you can clearly see that the 4-hour time frame is bearish. So if you can get like a 4-hour doji right here and engulfing, we'll be interested in selling this market to the downside, right? So I wanted to sell this market. Now, coming over to the entry time frame, right? So this is what we were seeing last week from here. Last week we saw a break, right? So this is where I was very much interested in selling this market, but the retracement shifted the structure bullish. So here was now the higher high, from here higher high, and here was now the higher low. So it didn't make any sense for me to sell this market again, right? So all I needed was a clean break under this low for me to be interested. So we got the break right here. That's why I posted it, right? That's why I posted it. And then where I was hoping for a retracement for us to enter this market. So we had the retracement right here. And now the last thing is what? The confirmatory entry, which is the engulfing candlestick. Well, look at the engulfing candlestick right here. Very big one. So this trade is pretty much gone already at the time, right? So if you guys know, I used to always enter on the 1-hour time frame because that's my preferred time frame. I've had more wins on the 1-hour time frame. That's why I decided to just stick to 1-hour time frame, right? But this entry was actually valid on the 30 minutes time frame, and I saw that, but I just feel like the 30 minutes time frame used to give some kind of false signals. You see, if you look right here, you can see that we had the clean break right here, the retracement, the doji, and an engulfing. I could have simply entered here, possibly keep my stop loss here or here, and then this would have potentially given me a 1:4.5 risk to reward ratio, which I missed last week because I did not take this opportunity. There's another market. So Euro USD, by the way, Euro USD, we did not get the opportunity. As you guys can see, we are looking for a clean break and retest under here. Let's go over to the 4-hour time frame. Sorry. So if you go over to the 4-hour time frame, just look at the EME, right? You can see that once price was selling right here, you can see the EME was trending very strongly. But we are looking for a clean market to have a break and retest under here. But market is pretty much flat. If you look at the EME is pretty much flat. So that means that the market is not really trending. It's not going to one direction. And this strategy works on a trending market, by the way, right? Now, this is another opportunity we missed last week. GPP NZD. As a matter of fact, I've been calling GPP NZD for the past 2 weeks. GPP NZD to that area, we started selling strongly to the downside, and I've done that about 1, 2, 3 times clearly, that you can clearly see. We are currently at that area right now. It simply makes sense that we should be selling to the downside, or even 3 weeks, right? And we still missed it. It's crazy. So what I told you guys was that we are pretty much at the high. Price has never really come to any of these points before. We just need a shift of structure to finally take this market short. Clearly, anytime we came to that area, that's exactly what we did. As you can see, the last time we came to this area, we sold from this level. We came to this area at this point, we sold from this level. So basically the same pattern we are trying to recreate. I was just looking for an entry to take this trade short. Now, from last week, I was actually expecting a deeper retracement from the daily time frame or the 4-hour time frame, or at least a week into this area for me to take this market short. You understand? So I was trying to be careful, and that's exactly what made me miss this market again. Now, look at this market very cleanly. This could have been our trades, all these three, right? So let me just explain how these trades came about, but we did not take them, right? We are actually trying to take this trade from here. Let me show you. So we're actually trying to take this trade from here. We are looking for the clean break, right, which happened. but we are looking for the retracement to somewhere around here to take the trade. As you can see, there's no price action around here. Price never really got there, but we could have simply just continued with the momentum of what was happening. This is clearly another break, a retracement. This is not engulfing, but this is an engulfing, right? So this would have been the first trade, short, second candle after the engulfing, stop loss above the high, which is above this high. Then target one is 2 or more if you want, right? So that is the first trade. This right here is another break, broke under this low, had a retracement, that is an engulfing. That is it. Second trade, done, right? Stop loss above the high, target this low. That's even our take profit target. That's our first take profit target. Remember, that's actually daily structure point, right? If I go over to the daily, let me show you guys. Let's go over to the daily. Let me show you guys. As you can see, this is the high. This is the only place the market has consolidated before. That is where price is likely to have a reaction, right? So that is the second trade. Coming over to the third trade, you can also see this another new break, a retracement, and you can clearly see that this is another engulfing right here. Stop loss above this high. Target daily structure points, which would have given a 1:3. This would have given a 1:4. This would have given a 1:3.4. We missed all this trade. When I told you guys I was paying more attention to GBP during the course of this week, I'll be looking for more entries on GBP This is what I was expecting. Price has gotten to this take profit target points. We are now expecting a new break and retest, which never happened again. Now we never took this trade. It's so ridiculous. GBP and USD card, I've covered that one, right? Gold. Coming over to gold last week, man, we just missed another trade. So we had two buyers for last week. Our have is gold. So as for gold, we'll decide on if we are going to be entering this market. But what we are looking for is a break and retest above this area that have simply held price multiple times to buy, or a break below this area, break and retest below this area to sell. So we do have two directional buyers for gold this week. I'll show you guys. So we had a break and retest to buy, which never happened, or we have a break and retest to sell. So clearly we had a break, as you can see right here, the break, the retracement, and an engulfing. This one right here to sell. This would have given 1:3. This one I would have not entered clearly. So let's just delete it. But it was a clean break and retest on a 30 minutes time frame. Let me show you guys. So as you can see right here, we had a break, retracement, and engulfing, right? This is also another break right here. Break, retracement. Now we need engulfing to be above EME, as you can clearly see. So second candle after the engulfing, stop loss below this low. This would have been a clean trade. This one was just a support and resistance trade. We just missed that market. GBP Euro AUD again. Last week I was calling for a sell on this market. See how it play out. I would like to see how Euro AUD play out, because I'm predicting that price will have a retracement back into this area to sell. As you can clearly see, I was looking for sales on this market. So price had, let's go over to the 1 hour time frame, which is my entry time frame. So coming over to the new week, we had the break, the retracement, and engulfing. So I could have entered this market, if you understand. But why didn't I enter this market? Let's go to the which time frame? Let's go to the 4 hour time frame. Let me show you guys why. Okay, let's go to the daily. All right, now if you come over to the daily, there's this trend line that we have. Anytime price came to that trend line, even if it broke a little bit below, we still end up closing above and trading to the upside or to the opposite direction, right? So that break to me at that time was still looking like it was not clean. So I needed a new break retest just to confirm that market is actually trending to the downside, right? It means that we need markets to be doing creating new lower lows and lower highs just as an extra confirmation. Do you know what I mean? You see how being extra careful sometimes can just make you miss trades. So this was the break right here. As you can see, what did he break? He only broke this candle, so it was not really a very clean break. So this was a break, retest, and engulfing. But as we had the second break, I was now confirmed that this market is actually a bearish market. Now I was waiting for a retracement, which never happened, and then I was waiting for an engulfing to enter, which never happened. So you see how many trades we just missed this week. By the way, I also called oil for the first time, and he also played out to perfection. WTI, that is oil, right? That's oil. I don't know what to say about this, but I do believe if you can start trending to the upside, then we should look for somewhere around here to be buying. I think that will make more sense. You can clearly see this is the part of last week that I drew. If I have where I called all these trade, I'll just simply put them on the chart so that you guys can see. Like, put oil on the chart so that we can see that one. You can clearly see we also had a clean break, retest, and engulfing. But if you look closer, you can see that this right here was the higher high, and this was the higher low at the time. At the retracement, price was actually bearish. See, that's the only reason I was really skeptical of entering oil. By the way, at the time, I was debating on if to enter oil right here. But as soon as I saw these three dojis and then I saw an engulfing, I was now very much interested in entering oil. I don't know why I did not calculate my loss size on time. So the market just pretty much left me. Anyway, so let's see what we have for this week. Let's break down these markets again. Let us clear everything we have on our chart and choose the best pairs that will give us the opportunity for next week. So I'll be breaking down these pairs using FXALEXG set and forget strategy like I always do. And let's see the pairs that will give us the best opportunity for next week. So as for Euro USD, I am pretty much still waiting for that same break, retest, and engulfing that I'm looking for. So let me show you guys what we have. Coming over to the daily time frame on Euro USD, this is exactly what we are looking for, right? So if you look at the daily time frame very cleanly, you can clearly see. First of all, let me show you guys something. There's some markets that always behave like this, trending strongly to the upside. It doesn't matter whether it has structures, right? And then start slowing down. So I might just draw a line like this, but basically what I mean is that it's having structures around here above the high, right? You see, when you see markets like this, start expecting markets to start shifting structure and look for where to catch these markets to the downside. I think this happened time and time again this week. So that's exactly what the market taught me this week. Once you see trending market to the top side, we start having some kind of consolidation. Really, you can if you are going to be expanding your risk to reward ratio, let's say this kind of market can give you more than 1 is to 2, you can actually expand it if you want, right? So let me show you guys an example. This is another example. So I think we should just go to the 4-hour time frame to check it out. As you can see, clearly trending up to the upside, having structure, slowing down, then you start selling, right? We also have this pattern on USD card, as you can see, clearly trending strongly to the upside, having some kind of consolidation and start shifting structure bearish. As you can see, these markets would have given us a 1:4.5. So that's one lesson. Even if I did not trade this week, at least I learned a lesson this week. This kind of markets, I don't know, they play out, right? So let's see for Euro USD now what we have this week. Now coming over to the daily time frame, right? If you look at the daily time frame, overall structure on the daily time frame is pretty much similar to this. Very strongly trending to the upside, having some form of consolidation. And now, if you can catch this trade, it's pretty much this trade. Do you understand what I mean? So, congratulations to you guys that are actually watching this longer version of this weekly setups. Every lesson I learned from this market, I'm always giving you guys on this one. I don't have to give you guys on the shorter version because most people will not even watch will not watch the longer version because it's too long, right? But the shorter version will just give you the pairs and paying attention for the week. That's it. But all the lessons I'm learning from the market will be on this longer version all the time. So I don't know, like I really hope that you guys are actually watching the longer version, but if not, that's good and fine, right? So that's that now for the daily time frame. But let's look at the market structure very closely now, right? Now, looking at the market structure, the daily time frame is clearly bearish. We are still consolidating around this area. We need market to be breaking these lows for us to confirm that this market is actually trending, right? Because even if we are rejecting from the area of interest, we still need a trending market for this market to actually be, for us to be interested, right? So we have not had that. The daily is bearish. The weekly time frame is what? Also bearish. Let's see. Yeah, the weekly time frame is also bearish. Again, very similar, very strongly trending to the upside, consolidation at the top. There's a high chance it might start pushing over to the downside, right? So let's go to the 4-hour. Now, 4-hour time frame, it almost doesn't matter what 4-hour time frame is doing right now. The reason it doesn't matter is because what we are simply looking for is a break and retest. As soon as price start breaking on this level and it's below, it simply means it's creating a lower low. So it will automatically, whatever market is doing right now on the 4-hour time frame, when it's having that break under this low, it will automatically turn the 4-hour time frame bearish. So we'll need the weekly bearish, daily bearish, and the 4-hour bearish in this case to be able to sell. So I'm pretty much still interested in Euro USD. We did not get the opportunity last week. So we really hope we get it this week. So I'm still waiting for the same thing, break retest and engulfing to sell. That's the first market I was paying attention to for this week. Second market, at this point, I have to delete everything on the charts, right? Because now I want to break down this market again to see if it can give us this opportunity we are looking for. So daily time frame, first thing I can observe is that now you just miss the main trade, which is this one right here, coming to this area, right? Because now we now have a lot of market structure that could stop price from actually going down. All these market structures can actually stop market from going down. So market could actually now decide to either buy from here or continue selling to this structure point. So we do have two take profit targets. If you are buying, we should be buying all the way to here. If you are selling and we get the opportunity, we should be selling all the way to here. So this is a decisive point on if this market is going to continue buying or continue selling. So let's see, this market bearish. So daily time frame is bearish. Weekly time frame is actually bullish. So you see what I mean? So weekly time frame is actually bullish, but daily time frame is bearish. Now, this time frame, 4-hour time frame, is very tight, as you can clearly see, very tight. But I think the overall market structure is still bearish. So, how are we going to play this market now? All right. So, I feel like if market is going to be bearish, we now need price to be under this level because that's held price as mini, should I just call it mini support and resistance area. So let me show you guys. Let's come closer. You can see this is the point that price actually reacted from the first time with a wick, by the way. But if I go over to the left, you can see with the body, with a wick, with a body, with a wick, and so on, right? So if price is going to continue to the downside, we'll need a clean break and retest under this level to sell to this level right here. Done, right? But if price is going to go to the upside, what are we going to look for? Well, we'll still need a lower low first, right? If you need a lower low, then we'll now start creating more structure. So now I need this structure to be actually be more. The reason, I'll show you guys the reason, is because of this EME, right? I'll need EME to start shifting bullish. So somewhere around this level will be good for buyers all the way to here. So we now need a clean break and retest above this level, but I also need the EME. Don't know how to show you guys. I need the EME to be like this, to be curving over to the upside. I don't know if that makes sense, right? So I'll update you guys on what I will do. It really depends on what market does first, right? So I'll still be paying attention to GBP NZD. So next pair, again, we just missed this trade. All right, we'll delete everything right now, and it seems like the market is already gone, right? So there'll be no need to trade this market because we actually missed the opportunity. So we cannot trade USD card for this week. It's so unfortunate. Gold. Let us see what we have on gold. So let's delete everything we have on the chart right now. And we'll simply just we'll use the 4-hour and the 1-hour. I've just noticed that gold really just works best because it's a trendy market, right? It's trending market, so we just need immediate time frame basically. So 4-hour and 1-hour and 30 minutes is good for gold, but I would highly recommend the 4-hour and the 1-hour because I've just seen a lot of success, especially using the 1-hour on gold. First thing I notice is some form of a support area right here that price seems to be respecting on gold, right? That's the first thing, and this is the 4-hour time frame. Secondly, the market structure is actually bearish. Let's go over to the 1-hour time frame. Now 1-hour time frame, price has reacted from this 4-hour support and resistance level, right? So we also have some form of a trend line, inverse trend line right here. So I'll just draw it to visualize what I'm saying, right? As you can see, we have some form of inverse trend line. Let's extend it all the way to the top, as you can see, right? Let me just bring it outside a little. So with this inverse trend line, it will make sense for price to have reacted from here first, right? And then if we can have any form of clean break and retest above here, will be good for buys, right? So that is that for gold. I don't know, should we add it for this week? Should we monitor it and see? Because this trade actually has a very high potential of breaking all these highs, because this is like there's something about trend line. Trend line, once you have a break bar, Once you have a break and you can have a good stop loss, you can actually maximize that trade all the way to the top of the trend line. I don't know whether that is a strategy or what. I've just noticed this in the market. You can actually maximize that trade all the way to the top of the trend line. So just take your profits few pips before the actual top of the trend line. So I will decide on if you are going to be trading gold this week or not. So just join the Telegram channel. Again, it's absolutely free. This is how to join. Come over to the YouTube channel right here. Click on this one that says and one more link. Click on that. Then you see this one that says Telegram. Just click on that one. You'll join the Telegram channel. I will let you guys know what we are going to be doing there. So next pair we have Euro AUD. We missed this trade again, but let's see what we have for this week. So daily time frame, let's see. Okay. So daily time frame overall structure is still bullish, right? The daily time frame is actually bullish. I think, let's see. Bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bullish. So the market is still bullish on the daily time frame. Let me go to the left. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so the market structure is still bullish. So this immediate price action will be the one we'll be using. Let's see how the weekly looks. Weekly is, well, technically bearish. Now 4-hour time frame, I don't have any clean buyers on this market. It's confusing, so I'll not be trading it for this week. Next pair, GBP USD. Now, as a matter of fact, GBP USD ready from the 4-hour time frames already giving me buy signals, right? And now I don't know if that is even good, but as you can see, that Euro USD is actually giving me sell signals, and these two actually work similarly. You understand? So it really depends on which one gives us the opportunity, but we'll be analyzing each pair individually to make a decision, not based on what another pair is saying. So this time frame is what? Weekly time frame, as you can clearly see, is overall bullish. It's overall bullish, right? So weekly is bullish. 4-hour daily time frame, what, is also bullish. Daily time frame is also bullish, guys. So that automatically says that we are going to be looking for buys on this market. There's no just two ways about it. If you are entering this market, we should be looking for buys. So this is now the higher low, and this is now the higher high, right, for this market. Now we'll be looking for trades within this area. 4-hour time frame, automatically, I already told you guys that the 4-hour time frame is already looking bullish, right? So now let's see how the 1-hour looks. So 1-hour time frame, you also have that inverse trend line that I'm talking about, but we just need more cleaner market structure to buy. We just need a break and retest above, right? So for now, based on what we are seeing with market structure, we need a break above this high. But if price actually creates a new low, then we'll need a break above this high, this particular high. So it really depends on which one, on what price does on Monday. So if market opens to the downside, then we'll need a break above this high. But if market opens to the upside, then we'll need a break above this high. So we just need a clean break and retest basically to buy all the way to this point right here. Right, so that's that for GBP USD. Right, let's look at the area of interest again to be sure it's a good one. Right, let's see, multiple rejection from that area. Okay, so it's a good area of interest. It's a good area of interest. So I'll be adding GBP USD. I'll just bring it close. Right, I'll be adding it for this week. Paying attention to GBP USD for this week. Right, let's see, which pair is this? AUD JPY. So pretty much we're looking for break and retest under here because market was still bearish. We expected this area of interest to hold, but price never hold. So we never entered this market, right? So loss avoided. So that's another W. Even if we not take a trade, at least we not lose a trade. I think if you see that in a positive light, it will be way more better, right? Let's see, Euro AUD. No. Okay. AUD JPY. Let's go to the weekly. Let's start from the weekly. Weekly time frame is currently, I'll argue that this market is actually bullish, right? So weekly time frame is bullish. Overall structure, by the way, is very bullish. Daily time frame. All right, daily time frame is also bullish. We just shifted bullish this week. So very similar to which pair did I just call? I think it's very similar to GBP USD. What we are going to be looking for right here is a retracement into this level to buy, but I still need confirmation from other time frames. So let's go to the 4 hour. Okay, so 4 hour time frame is currently bearish right now, but we still need a deeper retracement. So it will continue bearish until it shifts bullish from this area. So we need our market to be shifting bullish from this area for us to be buying AUD So I'll bring it close. I just need to monitor this one to see if we can really get that shift of structure on the 4 hour time frame. If we can get the shift of structure, I'll be interested in actually buying this market all the way. Let's look for a take profit target. Wow, all the way to this level right here will be very good, right? So because we have already broken above this high, so if you have a retracement, we'll be reacting from this previous high, right, and then create a new higher high, and then there's nothing stopping price again except to get to this level. You understand what I mean? So AUD I will pay attention to that one to see how it goes. Now let's see which market it is. Euro AUD. As a matter of fact, I still believe Euro AUD will continue bullish, right? If you can just get clean break and retest above this EME, then we can now have a retracement to continue buying, because I believe that this market will continue buying until we get to this level, right? So anyway, let's look at the 4 hour time frame. Let's see. I don't know. 4 hour time frame right now is overall bearish. I'm not interested in this market, by the way. All right, so which market is this? GBP card. I don't know if I even told you guys, we also missed this one too as well. So pretty much what we're looking for, I've been calling this one also for the past 3 weeks now, right? I was calling that we are going to have a retracement to this area. As you can see, this was when July 5th, right? So that's when I drew this part, July 5th. So we now had the real trade on July 15th, but we never took the trade. But the reason I not take this trade, I'll explain it to you guys. So let me just show you guys. But the reason I was calling this trade is that I felt like after all these dojis, we have a strong engulfing. Is a pretty much a good trade. So it was a daily time frame. Daily time frame was very clean, had a clean break. We needed a cleaner retracement. As you can see, usually once we come to the area of interest, we need 1 day to slow down. You see, so let's assume this candle right here was the retracement candle. We need 1 day to slow down before the move, right? It's something I've always happened. If we are looking for sales, let's say this candle came into the area, we need 1 day to slow down before the move. Do you understand? It's something that's happened. So I was not really expecting that the immediate day, the following day, which was that Wednesday, to just pretty much buy 1:5 risk to reward ratio all of a sudden. I was really not expecting it. So that was one of the reasons I missed that trade, right? 4 hour time frame, we had a clean market on the 4 hour time frame, I will agree. But the 1 hour time frame at the time too, we had the break, the retracement and engulfing, but the EME was still pretty much bearish. I was really doubting it, right? I was really doubting if that's a good trade or not. I mean, shit happens. So let us see if we can get any new opportunities on this market. It's just unfortunate. Now, first thing is that I don't like that this market was buying and did not break above this high, right? It broke above this one, but it did not break above this one, because this is the valid high. This is the higher high. This is the higher low, right? So this is the valid high. So I'm not happy that this candle did not break above this high, which automatically means that this market might actually even shift bearish. Is possible, right? So let's withdraw our area of interest. If I go over to the left, is a very valid area, as you can see, right? Now, weekly time frame is good, right? As you can see, we are rejecting from these highs, right? But as you can see, this candlestick pattern is a reversal candlestick pattern. In fact, which candlestick pattern is this? Let's check which candlestick pattern is this. I keep saying it's a reversal candlestick pattern, but I've forgotten which candlestick pattern it is. I just know them off my brain, but I've totally forgotten which candlestick pattern is that. Let's check the candlestick patterns again, just to refresh. So is this one shooting star? Okay, or evening star. So evening star formation, that is the one right here. Shooting star or evening star. That is the candlestick pattern I'm referring to. So you see what is this? Green candle to the upside, a reaction like a indecisive candle, and then a bearish candle, right? So that is, I think that is the exact pattern I'm talking about. So you can see um blue candle or strong candle, then a slowdown or a doji, and then an selling candle, an opposite candle basically. So that is a reversal candlestick pattern. I don't like that for the weekly, right? I don't like that for the weekly. Daily time frame, I also did not like it because we did not break above that high. Now, 4 hour time frame, the market structure is actually bullish, right? It's actually bullish. This is the break. Pretty much, I'm sure it broke this. As you can see, it's not even clean. What did he break? He broke what? I mean, this is a very strong buy to the upside, but what did he break? We are supposed to have a clean break, test and engulfing, but what did he break? Not clean. You see, I still believe that this market could actually just buy from here, to be honest, right? I still believe that market is supposed to create a new higher high, supposed to break above this high, right? But I don't know, like, I feel like if I'm going to enter this trade, it's going to be forced. It's going to be forced, and I don't like forcing trades, right? As you can see, the 1 hour time frame is also overall bullish, but as you can see the EME still having bearish signs. So I'm not really like keen, but I believe that market should play out. Seems like we missed another trade here. Which trade is this one again now? Euro GBP. When was this? July 15th. That same July 15th. So I'm coming. Let me look for what we saw on this market or why we did not take this trade. I don't think I broke. Did I break down this market last week? This one is not looking familiar. So I don't know. I don't feel like I missed a trade on this market. Even if, yes, I can see the entry. I can see the entry right here. Let me show you guys. So this is the entry right here. Break, retracement, doji, and engulfing. Enter the next candle after the engulfing. Stop loss above the high. 1:5.4 risk reward ratio. Yes, I can see the entry, but I mean, it's not looking familiar. So it means I was not even paying attention to this market last week. So let's just delete everything that we have on this chart. Let's check the daily. All right, so daily time frame. All right, you see this is the exact thing I just finished talking about. You guys remember what I was saying? Strong buying pressure to the upside, some form of consolidation, expect reasons to sell. Bro, this happened time and time again. And the reason I noticed this, right? The reason I noticed this was because of FXALEXG. Really, just go and check those 100 to the mil series. Go and check most of the trades and see. Most of the trades are those trades. I don't know why this thing is not showing. Just give it a second right here. I think we'll just come back to it. We'll come back to it. But most of the trades are buying, very strong buying pressure, right? Very strong buying pressure, consolidation at the top, and then reasons to sell. Because he was actually looking for, the reason I noticed this was because he was actually not looking for just a 1:2 risk reward ratio. You really need to go and watch that 100 to the mil series again, right? He was not only just going for 1:2. He was assuming that he should close 1:2, right? Because he was trying to be realistic. But on what was really happening, he was taking this kind of trades because they have a higher chance to get a higher risk reward ratio on those trades. If you check the first two trades, bro, those trades went crazy. Those trades went crazy. And the reason I remember them is because I actually took those trades together with him. It's just that I did not risk as much, right? Because I was scared. I don't know the guy at that time. So this is the 100 to mil series. Go watch that. Go watch the series. It's a very long one. It's going to take you a whole week to watch it or something. But I highly recommend you go watch it. to be honest, right? So that thing, it really just happened time and time again. I noticed this thing last week, and I've watched these videos many times, like 8 times. All those videos like 8 times each, and it's just now I'm noticing that, right? So those trades have a higher chance of giving you higher risk to reward ratio trades, right? So, but right now the move has already happened. There's nothing we can really do on this market right now. So next pair, CAD JPY. Ooh, now this looks fine. This looks fine. So let's see what we have. Let's delete everything and look at the cleaner markets. So this is the daily time frame. Clearly, you can already tell that the market is creating higher high. So it just simply means that this market structure is bullish. So area of interest will be this one right here. Why? Because we have multiple reactions from that area. I'll show you guys. One reaction right here, two reaction, three reaction, four reaction right here, five reaction, six reaction from one area, which simply shows that that area is a very strong area. Now, from the daily time frame, the information is giving me right now is that we need a retracement back into this area to continue buying. It's as easy as that. Let's look at the weekly and see what we have. Weekly just shifted bullish. It was bearish, as you can see, because it broke below this low, right? But now we broke above this high with this candle. So um weekly is bullish, and that's very good because overall structure on this market is actually bullish, right? Now going over to the 4-hour time frame. So let's see. Now the 4-hour time frame, I feel like this market is way too overbought, right? So I don't even think that this market is really going to give us this opportunity this week, because it really needs a series of 4-hour candles to come to this area, react from this area, create new structures before we actually be interested in buying this market. There's no need to look at the 1-hour time frame. The 4-hour time frame has not done anything yet, right? So we'll not be interested, right? But overall, what we are looking for is buys on this market, but I just don't think it's going to happen this week. That's the only reason I'm not interested. I hope that makes sense. AUD USD next pair. All right, AUD USD, we are reacting from this level. I mean, not there's no enough data on the weekly. There's not enough data on the weekly. What's this now? Daily time frames actually bearish. So I mean, we should be buying from a support, and we are above support level. So we should be buying, but the market structure is actually bearish. So what does that tell you? That tells you that this market is just indecisive. It has done that before. As you can see, it was bearish, but it actually still bought to the upside, right? I mean, there's still possibility that I could continue buying, but am I willing to take that risk when I know that the market structure is bearish? You see, that's one of the things you need to be asking yourself. Like, yes, you can see what's going on in the market, but are you willing to take that risk to just like, how much are you willing to risk to find out if this market will actually go to the upside or to the downside? How much are you willing to risk? How much are you putting? Are you willing to even take the risk? For me, I'm not willing to take this risk. I don't really care. I'm not ready to take this risk. I'll look for the best market that will give me the opportunity to trade. It's as easy as that. So I still believe that markets will actually continue buying. Let me show you guys. We'll have a minor retracement to continue buying to this at least to this orange line. But am I willing to take that risk? Well, let's see if I'm willing to take that risk. As you can see, the EMA is shifting bullish. That's why I expect this market to continue bullish. On our time frame is actually having this buying strong pressure to the upside, some form of consolidation. Now I'm looking for sales. As you can see now. So am I willing to take this kind of risk where multiple time frames are showing me different buyers? One is telling me sell, one is telling me buy. Am I willing to take this trade? Zico Forex is saying he's not willing to take this trade. So I'm not willing to take this trade. Next market, Euro NZD. Alright, Euro NZD pretty much just breeze past through our area of interest. No stoppage, no slowdown, nothing. So again, loss avoided. As a matter of fact, I don't even know what to do on this market. Right? What we just have right now is a support level that I can just see right now. That's it. So pretty much price came to this level once, twice, multiple times around this level, and actually bought to the upside or to the downside, something like that. So let's see. Is this market structure what? Bearish. Weekly. Weekly is what now? As a matter of fact, this is actually even a weekly area. I'm just even realizing this is a weekly support area, not an area of interest in my opinion. This is just a support area. Um, Daily time frame bearish. 4 hour time frame. We'll come back to this market next week, right? Even if market is going to do anything, it's not really going to do it this week, right? So we'll just come back to this market next week. Um, Euro USD, I was explaining that once we are coming back to this area, we need slowdown and we need more market structure. So we came here, we did not even slow down. As you can clearly see, we just breeze past through this area. That's exactly what I'm talking about. We need to come back to this area and slow down first before we can actually start looking for sales. So as soon as we breeze past this area, I was no longer interested in this market. Market pretty much just started continue with the bullish momentum you already had. So now let's see what we have, if we can get an opportunity on this market, which clearly it just seems like market just shifted structure bullish and it still need a retracement on the daily time frame, which might still take 1, 2, 3, right? We need a 4-day to slow down and an engulfing on the 50-day or something, right? Now, if that happens, it means that we only have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday is the 50th day, which means it's not going to be happening this week. So we'll come back to this market next week too as well. NZD card. NZD card is bullish, right? Yes, bullish on the daily time frame, strong area of interest. Weekly time frame is what? Weekly time frame is also bullish. 4 hour time frame. Yes, 4 hour time frame is also bullish, right? Higher high, higher low, still bullish, right? Now 1 hour time frame. Okay, so 1 hour time frame was bearish and it shifted bullish just now, right? It just shifted bullish right now. So for me to be interested in this market, I just need the clean break and retest under here. So I'll be adding this market for this week. So I need a clean break and retest to buy NZD card next week. So let's add it for this week. NZD JPY next pair. Weekly time frame. Let's see what weekly is saying. Weekly time frame, very rubbish parallel action. I mean, what is this? Nonsense price action. I don't like it. Daily time frame. Okay, now daily time frame is a little bit more cleaner. We are reacting from this area right here, and price is actually bullish. 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame still need a deeper retracement for us to be buying, and it seems like it's planned on breaking new highs. So this market is not as clean, but we should be buying this market basically, but it's not as clean. So I don't know. We still need a deeper retracement to this area. We need a retracement into this area basically to buy. So let me delete this one because it never happened. GBP AUD. Let's go to the weekly. See what's going on there. Now, weekly time frame is showing me that we have reacted from the take profit target. So if we are buying from here, we should be taking our final take profit right here. So we are at that area right now, and we are having what? A doji, and that's the weekly time frame. A doji on the weekly. It's pretty much even 2 weeks. That is the doji, right? Now, if I go over to the left, can this be an area of interest? So let's do this and take it over to the left. So we have one rejection right here. As you can clearly see, we are having a doji at that area, showing that this price is actually having some form of reaction from that area. Going over to the left, you can see that we have another reaction from this area, reaction from this area, reaction from this area. Same thing here, same thing here. So that is an area of interest on the weekly, but this market structure is what? Bearish. I will argue is bearish, right? Now, daily time frame is at area of interest right now, and market structure is still bullish. I'll argue that this market structure is still bullish, and we should be having a break and retest under here to sell. right? So I'll also keep this trade to monitor. Sorry. Let's see the 4 hour. I just need to see a clean market. As you can see, also the 4 hour is also bullish. So for 4 hour to switch bearish, it actually needs to break under this low. And it's still very much this similar thing I was talking about. Very strong buying pressure to the upside. We need slowdown. If you can start having clean break and it is under, you should be interested in selling. So I'll be bringing this market to trade next week. I'll also be interested in this market, right? So that's GBP AUD. Okay, so what market are we looking at now? GBP JPY. Let's start with the weekly. Let's see what weekly is saying. Okay, weekly time frame overall direction is bullish. Daily time frame also bullish, but no area of interest. By the way, no area of interest. 4 hour time frame also bullish, but no area of interest. Now, what do I think is going to happen on this market? As you can see, I actually called this market at some point. I said that this market is going to buy, as you can see from this part right here. So now we'll just simply delete it. As you can see, the market bought, and I still believe that this market will continue buying, right? I still believe that this market will continue buying. So that is that for GBP JPY. But the only reason we cannot buy is simply because we don't have area of interest. So I don't know. It's just high risks to be buying. But I believe that the market will buy. GBP CHF. Again, we are still waiting for this retracement into this area to buy. Still never happened. USD JPY has pretty much been buying since I called these buys, right? So, I mean, but there's nothing we can do right now. AUD card. AUD card. Let's come closer. I would like to see what we have here. Okay, let me just delete everything, right? And redraw this area of interest in a way that is cleaner for me to see. Okay, so we have this area which has acted as support most of the times, and then we have this area as well, and we have this area as well which has acted as resistance most of the time. Price is currently at this area, but the EMA is actually shifting structure bearish. I don't know if I will be interested in this market. It really just depends on what market does. But I feel like we still have more price action to do before we'll be interested in this market. Let's go over to the 4 hour. Let's see. So 4 hour came to this area and it's already reacting from this area, but the market structure is actually still bearish. You see, this is where I have issues with this kind of market, right? Even if it has happened before, it was bearish, start having reaction just like this, but he end up buying, right? So he could still end up buying, but I don't know. Am I willing to risk? Am I willing to risk this? It has happened multiple times, as you can see right here. It was still bearish at this point, started gaining momentum, but he also ended up buying. Same thing here. So I don't know. I don't know if I will be interested in this market. It really just depends. So I'll let you guys know on the Telegram channel as well. USD CHF. I have not gotten an opportunity on this market for a while. I don't know what's going on with this market. But right now, I still believe that this market could be selling, but we don't have any clear direction. You can look at the EME. It's pretty much flat. You know, I don't like flat market. So now let's look at oil. Right, is this WTI, but there's another one, still US oil. It's the same thing, right? It's the same thing, same trade, as you can see, same trade, as you can see. So as a matter of fact, I believe oil will continue buying until we get to this level. I don't see what's going to stop oil from buying. If you can just get a retracement right here, you can continue buying till we get to this level. So oil, I simply just believe oil will continue buying. It's as easy as that. US 30, I still don't know how to analyze this market. This market really just has a lot of volume, like very strong volume. Look at weeks to the downside, weeks to the upside, very strong. I just don't know. Like, I feel like it's a very, very risky market to be trading, right? I'm new to US 30, but from my observation, because I know how to analyze the market, I just know that this market has volume. volume, like movement. Nas 100, Nas 100 also has volume, but it actually has more structures than wicks, right? So I don't know. For Nas 100, I still believe that since the market is bearish, it should just simply continue bearish until it's proven otherwise, right? Until it's proven otherwise. And how does he prove otherwise? Simply means market starts shifting structure bullish. So when we start having break of structure to the upside, it means it's proving otherwise. S&P 500, which time frame is this? Forward time frame. Let's go to the 1 hour. S&P, I just don't know. S&P 500. I don't have any clear direction on S&P 500. So these are pretty much the pairs I'll be paying attention to for next week. I think I'll also be paying attention to oil, right? Where did I draw that in? I'll also be paying attention to oil to see how it play out. For now, I'm not actually trading all these indices yet, right? I'm just observing to see if this strategy is actually working on indices, right? Before I actually start trading them. So even this trade I called, I don't think I would have actually entered it, even if I wanted to enter it, because I'm still testing, right? You need to test. You must not lose your money first before you learn lesson. So those are pretty much the markets I'll pay attention to for next week. We have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 great opportunities for next week. I'll break down this video again in a shorter way, or in a shorter version where people will actually, watch the video and know the pairs I'm trading and make money, right? So this pretty much it. I'll see you guys on the shorter version of this weekly setups. Okay, how do I end this thing again?